Alrighty guys, it is Qaaman here today, and I'm bringing you another Dragon Ball Z segment talking about this quick news that has been released about the new upcoming Dragon Ball Super series. So without wasting any more time, let's get straight into this video. So, for those of you who don't know, the storyboard end credits have been teased for the upcoming Dragon Ball Super series, the first episode to be specific. Now, just as a quick definition for those of you who don't know, essentially what a storyboard is, it's whenever you have like a type of comic book or a manga panel, and when the writers, or I should say illustrators, actually create these little quick images to kind of show you like a concept art of what they're planning to do with the actual aspect of the series, whether it be the opening, whether it be the ending, which in this case it's the ending, and so on and so forth. So that's essentially what a storyboard is for those of you who don't know. Now, the first thing we see in this image here is we see a version of Kid Goku standing alongside with the adult counterpart, and what I interpret this to be is somewhat of a flashback, as we can see, even though I can't read Japanese, we can see a Kid Goku in a very similar martial arts stance to what seems to be an older, more developed and mature Goku to the left side of the panel. And I think that this is obviously showing that the ending credits will show like a flashback between Goku as a kid and Goku as an adult. So this is pretty interesting news here. And moving on from this, we also see that Gohan is reading a book, and we could see the concept art for that to the right side of the image. And I find that this is pretty interesting because we see Gohan with glasses and a book in his hands. And I was talking to Geekdom 101, who actually reported this to me, and this seems like Gohan is probably gonna be, I guess you would say, a couple years older than what we would have seen in Fakatsu no F, and definitely from what we saw in Dragon Ball Z, because he definitely seems a lot older. So from what I'm seeing in this image, this could probably be a lot closer to the end of the 10-year gap that we see in Dragon Ball Z, or this could move into the Dragon Ball GT timeline gap, but we don't necessarily know for sure. So this is just fan speculation, but I definitely think from what we're seeing, Gohan definitely looks older. His style of clothes is very similar to what we saw at the end of Z, and I definitely think that this is a Gohan who will definitely have a much bigger role in the series, based off of the fact that if he would be shown in the ending credits, he probably might have at least somewhat of a role, because the ending credits usually show flashbacks and, you know, quick bits of characters from the series. So that's a good sign. Maybe this is saying that we can see a lot more out of Gohan. And the last thing we see here is we see a picture of Goku with his hand up and he's smiling. Now, what I interpret this to be is that's probably like the final image of the show, where we see Goku hold his hand up and kind of just saluting you guys and thanking you for watching the show, kind of what we see in all the other forms of Dragon Ball Z. So I really feel like that's, I guess, a pretty interesting way to look at all this stuff here. It does, I'll be honest with you, this does kind of increase my excitement for the show, because even though this isn't saying too much, it is nice to see that they're gonna have a pretty interesting outro where we could see Goku going from a kid to an adult. We could see Gohan himself, you know, actually looking a lot older and transitioning to his new style of life as more of a scholar. And we could also see Goku like saluting us and, you know, actually thanking us for watching the show. So that's been my quick video for today, guys. I'd like to hear your thoughts in the comment section below about additional, you know, thoughts that you guys have on how you interpret this. This is just my interpretation, and I'd love to see what you guys have to say. And I'd like to thank Geekdom 101 for reporting this news to me. So most importantly, over everything else, please remember to rate, comment, and subscribe. And remember, as I always say, to have a great day, guys, and I'll leave some nice interesting videos for you guys in the outro. Thank you.